Today, we're going to make the Dorchester for those people that are just above the commoner.
You're going to love it.
It's going to be awesome.
Don't be normal.
No. Welcome to Combat Cocktails. Dan, Ian, and Derek. We're going to make for you what I call the Dorchester. And I call it that because that's what it's called.
That's right.
This recipe is one of our most drank recipe over the last 5 years. We've gone through many bottles of this Beefeater, making just this recipe.
I never drank Beefeater before this recipe.
None of us drank Beefeater until the Dorchester.
We went through Tales for a Beefeater event, and I couldn't stand it.
Yeah, we couldn't take it. And you can use any gin. Don't get me wrong. Well, not any gin. I wouldn't use Hendrix because sometimes they come out weird.
You need a London Dry.
Yeah, you definitely need a London Dry. You can't do Hendrix for this.
No. This drink, I'm going to tell you right now, this is a 3 serving size ratio. Here's the recipe. It's 3 ounces of London Dry gin, 2 1/4 ounces of fresh lime juice, 1.5 ounces simple syrup, 1.5 ounces of grapefruit juice, and a 3/4 ounce pour of Maraschino Liqueur.
So if you're just drinking
if he actually gets it in the cup.
If you're drinking by yourself, divide this by 3.
Yeah.
Or
don't.
No.
Or don't.
Out of a night you had.
Listen, a Star Trek episode goes for at least 30 minutes to an hour. So, like,
okay. Well, understand you got to pace yourself then.
Right.
At the very least.
That's fine. No, but here's the deal. The Dorchester is a light drink. Like, on the alcohol spectrum of drinks, this is on the very light side.
It's true.
It's only like an ounce of gin in a standard 1 serving, which
isn't much.
No. So one of the things that I wanted to mention is we make them this way, where we put them in an old-fashioned glass because that way we can go hang out near a fire
because
pit,
we like to drink,
right? And we want to be drinking, not making drinks.
Yes.
We want to socialize. So we make big batches of these. We pour them into old-fashioned glasses. We bring them out to the girls. We sit out there, and then we don't have to do this for like 20 minutes. Then Dan's like, another round, and we go back in and we go through the process again. Now, if you were to make this like by yourself,
don't consult your liver.
You can fit any amount you want.
You are.
Hey Dan, we got
Gil's on.
All the Brazilians, yes.
Gil's on.
Hello.
You gotta say hi to Gil.
There's Gil.
Hi, Gil.
Is the one screaming hi, Daniel?
Yes, of course.
Yes,
it doesn't say Gil. They're all watching.
These are the Shasta fans.
Yes.
Did we make
better
this
be?
She's texting a friend from Brazil to
Tell them we're gonna make a real caparina.
Without vodka.
They do. Well, to have this and to be able to use it is a blessing. It is a blessing.
Because fuck Nick and Nora.
Because you can't just drink. Like if you drank this by itself,
it's
like it's like. But in drinks, so good.
So, the only time we make this, what we typically make this in, is a Nick and Nora glass.
Yeah.
If it's like a Sunday,
is that big enough?
No.
That's right.
This is for when you're like, hey, want to have a couple drinks, and we're literally going to have a couple drinks.
Yes, yeah.
You can have a couple and be done.
That's like after. Like we've drank. This is the next day.
Yeah,
and we're like, oh, you just want to have a drink? Okay, well.
This is after the hangover.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, we just need to put this in Nick and Nora.
You just missed. I saw that.
Damn, we missed.
Shut the fuck up, Jen.
But you want to put this in a drink like that because fuck Nick and Nora. This is the way you serve it. It's got 15 ounces with ice. It doesn't have a stellar look to it unless you use Empress.
I'll sleep in my car and you drive.
He'll wake up and it'll be.
No, we'll be fine. We'll just keep drinking.
Ian has to drive by the police station to get home.
Yeah, but they'll all be sleeping.
The faster you drive, the less time they have to notice you.
There you go.
If you drive like this,
with your hands, so they can't figure out who you are.
Close your eyes; they can't see you.
Yeah. If you can't see them, they can't see you.
Yeah.
Everybody wins.
Chris has the theory: if you're out plowing and you got to go to the bathroom, just go and don't look at anybody because if you can't see them, they can't see you.
I did that on the boat out on the lake. I was like,
it worked, right?
It did.
It worked.
Magic.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can't see them, they can't see you.
Oh.
Unless it's just one of those one-way mirrors, then you have a problem. So don't do that when you're at like the police station.
That's just for their benefit.
Yeah. It's sour, but not too sour.
Can always count on you for the
it's gin.
You get
But
the
more-
grapefruit.
I get you.
You get the grapefruit, the maraschino.
That's what I liked about you.
You barely get the gin.
No, I see. That's the
It's because
thing.
we're getting drunk.
Yeah.
Probably.
There's a lot of lime in this.
Ah,
Let me top you up with gin.
Yeah.
What is it? Wait, I don't taste it yet.
I don't taste anything in this.
I
This is
don't-
one of those nights that, like, normally it's like, oh, we're not even drunk. This is a night that we'll feel it a little bit, I think.
I don't think so. I'll be fine.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
It's,
we were
it's,
drinking the gin.
it's only 9
We
o'clock.
were drinking the gin martini.
I wasn't drinking. I was a couple sips. It's only 9 o'clock. We get time to shake it off.
Yeah.
This cocktail, I think, highlights maraschino liqueur. It tastes
I
like
think so,
maraschino liqueur to me.
Yeah.
Not like full up in your grill, but like you get a nice lingering maraschino and grapefruit.
It puts it on the pedestal enough that you can appreciate it without getting punched in the face. Because, like Dan said, it like if you drink this by itself, it tastes like the vine from a grape plant, like
Yeah.
grappa. Almost.
It's like a
that biting.
sweet
Like,
grappa.
this is definitely the drink that if you really like this,
Mm.
it showcases its flavor.
And then-
Because the grapefruit.
I don't really get. I understand what
That's
you're
it.
saying. I don't
And
get
if
a
you
lot
don't
of gin,
know if you like this, this is a good drink to get close to it.
Yeah.
and I don't taste any gin. There's 3 ounces in here. I don't really get that.
This is
Like-
a good drink to be introduced to gin.
Yes,
Like, if you're not a gin lover,
if you're not a gin
I'm
gin
surprised we didn't
drinker,
do Chicago Southside tonight.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
we would try.
it was on my list.
Oh, really?
I didn't have. You
Oh.
can't. I couldn't find mint anywhere because
Yeah,
it's not. seasoned.
I said we need
well,
to do
if
it.
you're not a
but
gin
they-
lover, I wouldn't suggest a lemon dry drink though. I would suggest like an American style gin drink.
Well, you could just change.
But
that.
would you?
but-
what would you do though? Okay, so aviate. So if you were to give
Introduce
a
somebody
gin
to
drink, aviation or
Neither.
Aviation. I think aviation would be well. If I was given the choice of the two, I would pick an aviation because I think
Really?
that creme de Valette is going to be more approachable to a wider palate, where this has the heavy lime juice, and this, which may not be as approachable. That's my perspective.
Oh,
If
If I were introducing someone to gin, I wouldn't do either of those drinks.
I've introduced somebody who does not like gin.
Actually,
this
got
drink.
me into gin.
None of them worked. The only drink, and I didn't know this was going to happen, but it worked, was the bee's knees. That was the only,
Okay.
the bee's knees for whatever reason.
I would say
was the
this is
honey-
more approachable than a bee's knees.
I don't really like the bee's knees.
I would make
Yeah.
a gin, bitter, and honey drink. That's what I would do because it would be kind of
Which is the
medicinal.
bee's knees if you just had bitters.
Well, bitter and honey. Yeah. I like mixing bitters and honey together and then just adding
Yeah.
honey
I
to
actually
it.
think
It's
this is a really approachable drink.
Yeah.
And aviation is not as approachable.
No.
You don't
Because
think
it's
so?
it's just
I
got
think
a
this
lot
is
of,
more approachable than an aviation.
it's a lot of flour in the
Mm.
aviation, and I think that
It's
this is like a.
gin.
I guess it
think
depends
sour.
on what their drinking background is. If they're used to sweet drinks,
Because I think that-
I don't think either of these are sweet.
Like
enough.
sweet drinks, I think this would be
you think this would be more approachable for
more
somebody who's
approachable
a
for a sweet drink.
drinker?
Yeah.
Agree
I-
to disagree?
I don't think. I don't think the aviation is sweet
Well,
enough.
We're just gonna have to figure this out.
If you wanted to make the
Challenge.
So the
Something.
thing is that the grapefruit juice is sweeter than if you were to use canned grapefruit juice, and I think that helps. It actually makes it less sour than if you just do more.
I get what you're saying though. You're saying because this kind of gives you that like
Yeah, there's pucker in this thing.
Yes,
Between the
it does.
lime and the grapefruit, there's some pucker.
But you can fix it with a little simple syrup.
You can sweeten it up, yeah.
Well,
I don't know. I like
I
the I like the color of the aviation. I like the.
oh no, there's nothing wrong with an aviation.
the
I just
aviation
think
is
it's
more
pungent.
sophisticated.
I think it's
Yeah.
sophisticated if you have a sophisticated palate.
Yeah.
I think it's also approachable if you don't. I don't think you have to get all the nuances from an aviation to appreciate the aviation.
I don't even know if
Mhm.
anybody who's never had a gin drink would start with an aviation. I don't even think people know what it is.
I don't think they would. But if I were to introduce somebody to gin,
That would be your choice. I'm gonna stick with the bee's knees.
of these two,
For a
Yeah, I
gin
would
drink?
stick with this if I
If they like margaritas, though, this is probably more.
Yeah, I
What's your
actually think
opinion?
this, to me,
Lemon
That's
would
right.
be-
Well, a lot
This
of
would be
people,
my choice for a gin
Who
drink.
doesn't like gin? Give it both of them and say which one is more
like
approachable.
if you.
Right.
The thing is that this is adjacent to a margarita, and so many normal people
True.
understand a margarita and they get
is
the
true.
flavor profile.
normal.
Normal.
What is normal?
Normal.
Normies are people who go to like I don't know, Texas
Normies.
Roadhouse. They order
I think
themselves a
we're
margarita.
about to
And
have
it's the
a
best thing
psychological
ever.
discussion.
Shit's about to
And
get real.
they would understand.
I'm
what that
sorry,
tastes like.
shit's about to get real. We're probably gonna have to
Keep it
jump cut
common.
all this shit,
Yeah.
so you're
the-
probably not gonna see
the
it.
There's
plebeians-
societal norms and mores
The
and
plebeian.
The plebeians. This is more plebeian
That
adjacent.
is more approachable for the
Yes.
the plebes.
plebeians.
Plebes. Anyway,
We're not
so
drinkists.
before we insult another demographic of people,
Yeah.
we'll cut it short with a sidebar over there and a link to my AwesomeDrinks.com bartender starter kit
Buy
below.
some shit.
Here's what normal people drink.
And that's
Jack,
it.
We are common, so we are what normal people drink or should drink.
Dang it, that's in our name. Okay, fine. I get it.
Yeah,
I
That's
don't
what I'm
know.
saying.
This is common man cocktails, not normal man cocktails.
That's right.
All right.
For the basic common.
Right. Fine. We're teaching you how to drink.